1 Kings, chapter 9. And it comes to pass at Solomon's finishing to build the house of Yahweh and the house of the king, and all the desire of Solomon that he delighted to do, that Yahweh appears to Solomon a second time, as he appeared to him in Gibeon. And Yahweh says to him, I have heard your prayer and your supplication, with which you have made supplication before me. I have hallowed this house that you have built, to put my name there for all time. And my eyes and my heart have been there for all the days. And you, if you walk before me as your father David walked, in simplicity of heart and in uprightness, to do according to all that I have commanded you, and you keep my statutes and my judgments, then I have established the throne of your kingdom over Israel for all time, as I spoke to your father David, saying, A man of yours is never cut off from being on the throne of Israel. If you at all turn back, you and your sons, from after me, and do not keep my commandments and my statutes that I have set before you, and have gone and served other gods, and bowed yourselves to them, then I have cut off Israel from the face of the ground that I have given to them, and the house that I have hallowed for my name I send away from my presence. And Israel has been for an allegory and for a byword among all the peoples. And for this house that is high, everyone passing by it is astonished and has hissed, and they have said, Why has Yahweh done this to this land and to this house? And they have said, Because that they have forsaken their God Yahweh, who brought out their fathers from the land of Egypt, and they laid hold on other gods, and bow themselves to them and serve them. Therefore Yahweh has brought all this calamity on them. And it comes to pass at the end of 20 years that Solomon has built 2 houses, the house of Yahweh and the house of the king. Hiram, king of Tyre, has assisted Solomon with cedar-trees and with fir-trees, and with gold, according to all his desire. Then King Solomon gives to Hiram 20 cities in the land of Galilee. And Hiram comes out from Tyre to see the cities that Solomon has given to him, and they have not been right in his eyes. And he says, What are these cities that you have given to me, my brother? And one calls them the land of Cabul to this day. And Hiram sends 120 talents of gold to the king. And this is the matter of the tribute that King Solomon has lifted up, to build the house of Yahweh and his own house, and Millo, and the wall of Jerusalem, and Hazor, and Megiddo, and Gezer. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, has gone up and captures Gezer, and burns it with fire, and he has slain the Canaanite who is dwelling in the city, and gives it as a present to his daughter, wife of Solomon. And Solomon built Gezer, and the lower Beth-Horon, and Alath, and Tadmor in the wilderness in the land, and all the cities of stores that King Solomon has, and the cities of his chariots, and the cities of the horsemen, and the desire of Solomon that he desired to build in Jerusalem and in Lebanon, and in all the land of his dominion. The whole of the people that is left of the Amorite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite, who are not of the sons of Israel, their sons who are left behind them in the land, whom the sons of Israel have not been able to devote, he has even lifted up a tribute of service on them to this day. And Solomon has not appointed a servant out of the sons of Israel, for they are the men of war, and his servants, and his heads, and his captains, and the heads of his chariots and his horsemen. These are the 550 heads of the officers who are over the work of Solomon, those ruling among the people who are laboring in the work. Only the daughter of Pharaoh went up out of the city of David to her house that Solomon built for her. Then he built Millo. And Solomon caused burnt offerings and peace offerings to ascend 3 times in a year on the altar that he built for Yahweh, and he burned it as incense with that which is before Yahweh, and finished the house. And King Solomon has made a navy in Ezion-Geber that is beside Elath, on the edge of the Sea of Suph, in the land of Edom. And Hiram sends his servants in the navy, shipmen knowing the sea, with servants of Solomon, and they come to Ophir, and take 420 talents of gold from there, and bring it to King Solomon.